Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. Okay, in today's video we're going to be drafting a trendy bubu. Okay, so we're going to be using this to place at the very center of the neckline for the front. Okay, so this is a duchess, and this is 3 yards. Okay, so we're going to be making use of these 3 yards duchess and this Ankara fabric. Okay, so let's get right into the video. Okay, so I went ahead to fold. I folded it into two. Okay, so I used my pins to secure it so that it doesn't shift. So the fabric is on fold. This is the folded part, so it's folded into two first, then we're going to fold it into four because we're cutting the front and the back at the same time. Okay, so I'll go ahead and fold it into four. Okay, so this is into four. I'll go ahead and use my pins to secure it because this is a very light fabric. Okay, so I've pinned it down. Now the next thing we're going to do is to take our marginal line. Okay, sorry, my ruler broke yesterday. Okay, so I'll go ahead and take my marginal line here. Okay, so I've done that. Now all our measurements are going to start from this marked line downwards. So the length is 56 and we're going to add 1.5 allowance there. So out of the 1.5, half is going to the shoulder joining and then 1 will be for the hemming. Okay, so go ahead and mark our 56 inches. Okay, so we have the length now. Now remember that this is a completely folded edge. Okay, so this is a completely folded edge. Okay, so we're marking the neck width. Now the neck width is 4 inches. Okay, now we'll take it 4 inches by 1.5 because we're marking the back first. Okay, so the neck width is 4 inches. The neck depth for the back is 1.5. Now we'll go ahead and connect this. Okay, so here we have it. Now the next thing we're going to mark is the opening. Okay, now the opening, or you can call it the sleeve round. Okay, so the sleeve round is 5 inches. Okay, so we're going to mark 5 inches at this point. Okay, now we'll come in from there by ½ inch. Okay, like so. Then we're going to just cut it all the way straight down like this. Okay, and then we're actually done. So we'll cut, then we'll go ahead and separate the back from the front, then we'll proceed. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut. Okay, so here we have it. Okay, so we're done cutting out the neck. Now let's go ahead and cut out our side. Remember I said we should go in here by ½ inch. Okay, okay, so I'm done cutting this side. Now let's go ahead and separate the back from the front. But before we do that, let's give it a notch here so that you can know the center. Okay, of both the back and the front. Okay, okay, so let's pick up one as our front and one as our back. Okay, so for the Ankara fabric in the center front, I decided to use this pattern paper so we can see clearly. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed. I marked out ½ inch here. Okay, now let's just take a point to be our middle. Okay, so I'm just randomly marking the point here as my middle. So let's say that this is the center of our neckline. Okay, now remember that when we were cutting on the fabric, we took this side. Okay, when we're cutting on the fabric, our neck width is 4 inches. Okay, so we marked 4 inches neck width. Okay, now we're going to alter it because it's a slant neckline. Okay, so on this side we're still going to maintain our 4 inches on this side, but on this side we're going out by 1. So what we have this side is 5 inches. Okay, so what we have here on this my left side is 5 inches, and here is 4 inches. Now the length of the slant is 7.5. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and connect this. Okay, so this side that is 5 inches, the length is also 7.5. So we'll go ahead and square this box. So we've squared the line. Now let's go ahead and connect. We'll first go in with a V, the straight line. So I went ahead to give it a slight curve here after I marked the straight part. Okay, now that's it. Okay, now the width of the Ankara is going to be 3 inches on this side and 2.5 on this side. Okay, now the length of the placement is 21, so we'll go ahead and measure that. So this is 21 inches. We'll also measure our 21 inches here. Okay, then we'll go ahead and connect these lines. So here we have it. Now it's time for us to alter this. Okay, now the distance of the slant is 2.5. Okay, you can choose any design of your choice, but this is the design I want for myself. Now from here to here is 11.5. So I'm going to go ahead and connect. Then I'll connect it to this point as well. So this is it. I'll go ahead and cut this. Okay, so I went ahead to mark out the lines with our marker pen. So here we have it. So we're going to go ahead and place this on our Ankara and cut out this exact shape. So I'll cut this out, then I'll come back and show us. Okay, so I've cut it out. Okay, and I use my pressing iron to fold in the edges. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is to place. Now I just picked one of the pieces that we cut out. Okay, now this is the wrong side of it, the right side is underneath, so the wrong side is what is facing me. Now we're going to use this to turn the neckline. Okay, so we're placing it this way so that by the time we stitch and flip, okay, if we flip, the right side will be on the right side of the fabric, like so. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pin this down. Okay, so I'm done. And now I'm going to go ahead and stitch on this neckline part using 0.25. Okay, so we'll stitch down using 0.25. Then after the stitching, I will give it tiny notches, then I'll show us the turning process. Okay, so I've turned the neckline. Okay, so this is the back. I stitched it. Okay, then trimmed it down. Now flipped it to the right side like so. So this is the right side, and then I have pressed it as well. So as you can see, it's laying flat. Okay, so as you can see, it's laying flat. I've pressed it down. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is to reshape the back neckline. Remember that when we cut out this neckline for the back, we cut it neck width 4 inches, then the neck depth is 1.5. Okay, but we have altered the neck width for the front. Okay, so we need to also do that. Now this is how we will place. Okay, now this is the neck width, the back fabric like so. Okay, the wrong side is facing me. Then because this is an asymmetric neckline, so you cannot reshape it at the back, on the wrong side. Okay, now this is the way the dress is going to be end of the day. Okay, when we are done. Now if you notice, you can see that this side almost aligns because we've not turned here. Okay, but this side is a bit wider, if you can see. So we need to go ahead and reshape this side so that end of the day, when we join the shoulder, they will match. Now to reshape it, what we will do is to simply pin it down, starting from this sleeve opening like so. Okay, now I've pinned it, so I have the exact extra on the neckline. Okay, now what we're going to do, I'll go ahead and mark out that spot. Okay, so I'll connect it back to this 1.5 that we have here. Okay, now I've cut out a piece of this fabric. I'll use it as a bias to turn the neckline. Okay, so I'm only turning the neckline, or I'm kind of piping the neckline. Okay, so instead of cutting this out, I'll still leave out 0.25 allowance for the cutting, for the turning. Okay, so I'm simply going to reshape it this way, leaving 0.25 there for the piping. Okay, and that's what we have now. So I'll go ahead and turn the back neckline, and for this front, I'll place a little bit of hemming gum strip at the edges. Then I'll use my pressing iron to press it down first so that it will be in place. Then I'll go ahead and use my sewing machine to stitch at the very tip round like so. Okay, I'll do that, then I'll turn the back neckline. Okay, so after I turn the back neckline, I will join the shoulders. Okay, I'll use 0.5 to join the shoulders, then I'll come back and show us, so the video is not unnecessarily too long. Okay, so I'm done. I've joined the shoulders. Okay, and I went ahead to stop stitch on this Ankara. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is to close the sides. Okay, now to close the sides, we're going to remember the initial opening we left here for the initial sleeve round we had was it was 5 inches. Okay, so now we need to extend it down to 7.5 so that it can enter her hand. Okay, so we'll come down here and mark at 7.5, then I'll pipe it. with this piece of fabric, then go ahead and join the sides with 1 inch all the way down. So I'll do that, and I'll also hem the down here with our 1 inch allowance, and that's it. All right, guys, so we are done. um and then I went ahead to give it a good press as well. So this is really a beautiful gown or kaftan. It's just lovely. Okay, so kindly subscribe to my channel, like, leave your remarks or your comments if you have any. Okay, and I'll see you guys in my subsequent videos. Okay, you can turn on your notification bell so that you get notified each time I upload a new video. All right, guys, so that will be it. I'll see you. Bye.